Hello you guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel and welcome to my September monthly reset. I'm filming this a couple of days already into the new month. I don't know about you guys, but September really just snuck up on me. Normally I'm really proactive about filming, editing and uploading before the month starts so we can reset together, but the month escaped me and here we are. So whether you've already reset and you just need a little bit of extra motivation, or you're just nosy, because I know I am, I love seeing people's budget and their goals and how they went for the previous month. That's what we're going to be doing today. Or maybe you haven't reset either. We're going to do it together, sit down, go through my goals and my budget for the month and also reflect on how we went for August. And this month I'm also doing a no spend September as well. So I'll be running through that and like my rules and how that's going to work. I'm going to be documenting everything on my Instagram and also my TikTok as well. I'm trying to get better about posting on TikTok. So if you want to keep up with that journey and follow along, make sure you follow me over there. But yeah, I'm excited to get into it. We just got back from our trip to Tasmania, which was honestly incredible. I did vlog the whole thing. Not only is it just a beautiful place and we had the best time, but it was the perfect circuit breaker I think that we both needed. We didn't even really know we needed it. As enjoyable and as fun as it was, we both just came away so ready to get home. I just realized like I love my life here. I really do. Like I'm not looking for an escape in travel. As much as I enjoy it and as much as I am a proponent of traveling and exploring the world, I found myself just really looking forward to getting back into boring everyday life. I really was. I was really missing it like that. I talked about this on my Instagram, but like there's so much beauty in the mundane and the everyday stuff. I love my home, I love my dog, I love my friends and my family and my work. So I was really missing it a lot, even after a week, which sounds crazy, but yeah, it's good to be back. Also, spring has sprung in Australia. It's the start of spring, so I think with that and the sun coming out, you know me. Sun's out, I'm a whole new woman. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. As always, I'm gonna start by reflecting on how we went for the month of August. Goals-wise, look, 50% of goals were achieved. So it wasn't a bad month, but it wasn't a great month. Comme si comme ça, as the French say. Did they say that? Comme si comme ça. Personal goals, I did enjoy Tasmania and we were definitely very present. We did also have 2 date nights or date days. I didn't read 2 books. I did not honestly pick up my Kindle more than like a few times. I don't know, guys. I think I need to read a thriller that will just captivate me and just get me back into reading, and I haven't found that, or I haven't tried to find that. I'm trying to steer away from reading thrillers for whatever reason because I feel like that's all I read, but if that's what I enjoy and that's what gets me back into reading, then like I need to lean into that. I did prioritize self-care though. Health and wellness, we did do daily movement, daily walks, some kind of movement was happening every day. I didn't go to the gym 3 times a week, but I did go a little bit more this month, which is good. And then we did also try 1 new recipe a week, which has been fun. A couple more dishes to add to our roster. And then for my financial goals, this is why I want to do no spend September, because I feel like we just need a big financial reset. This was never gonna happen, but we did not have 4 no spend days a week. We definitely had more than July, so again, progress in that area. And our budget and sticking to our budget was not too bad, other than our trip, which we definitely splashed out on. Everything, I'll talk about this when I get into our budget, but everything else was okay. Did not set up our offset account, didn't really have the time, and we did not save $1,000 for Europe, which again, I'll get into with our budget, whether that's a priority anymore for us or not. I feel like we had a lot of realizations when we were away, and yeah, we'll get into it. And then business goals, I didn't upload 7 videos this month. I would have if I hadn't taken a couple weeks off of vlogging and uploading. I didn't anticipate that I would feel really burnt out halfway through the month and just like stop uploading. So definitely dropped the ball with that, which meant I didn't hit 46,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is fine. We're very close. I did make a TikTok though. She's a TikTok girly, which has been fun. I'm trying to, yeah, lean more into short form content. I realized how much I actually do enjoy it. I thought for the longest time, I was like, no. I'm just a long form content girly. Like I don't need to dabble in that. But the truth is there is so much value in short form content and I love consuming it. I'm always on TikTok or Instagram. I love Instagram Reels as well. And so I think there's a lot of power in short form content, a lot of value in short form content. It's just different. It's very different. And I think just wrapping my head around that and also just like not being afraid. I think for the longest time I've just been afraid to post on TikTok. I think there's a lot of valid reasons to not post on TikTok, but I think being afraid of trying something isn't one of them. And I think I was just scared for the longest time. So made a TikTok, definitely want to continue doing that. I did post on Instagram 4 times this month as well. So kind of a big deal. And I did also keep up with my new accounting software. I talked about this last month, but I had a bit of a fright when it came to tax time this year. Not that I hadn't been setting aside money for my taxes, but just not enough. And then my career goals, I just had one, which was to hit my target at work. I got very, very close, but I did also have a week out of the office, so I didn't end up hitting it, but we got very close. Then we have goals set versus achieved. Yeah, not too bad. Financial and career goals could definitely do with a bit of loving. That's pretty clear. My daily habit tracker I've been loving. This is like my first full month of using this. I probably should have mentioned at the beginning, but this is a spreadsheet from Press Resale. I'll have a link down below if you guys do want to check it out. I think I still have a discount code. I think it's Ella30, I want to say, but I'll have it linked in the description box along with my budget template that I use as well. None of these are my own because I'm just simply not creative enough to, or I don't have the patience, probably is a better word, to come up with my own. But yeah, I've really been enjoying this, seeing how something as simple as tracking a daily habit gives me the motivation to keep wanting to do it, and just, I don't know, creating more of a routine, introducing more daily habits into our life and seeing how those help achieve those monthly or yearly goals. Definitely fell off a little bit here, but that's because we were traveling. I think, did we have one day where, yeah, the 17th, all goals were achieved, which is stunning. We love a day like that. That's an ideal day. And then for my monthly reflection, what have I done well this month? I said, took a break from work when I felt burnt out, trusting that my audience will still be there when I come back. This is a big thing, I think, especially with social media and the algorithm. I think for the longest time there's been this, I don't want to say stigma is not the right word, but this fear, or I've had this fear, I don't know if I'm the only one, of taking a break from social media, whether it's planned or not planned. This was not planned. I just felt really burnt out and I could not bring myself to vlog. But taking a break, whether it's a week, 2 weeks, a month, however long it is, and then this fear of coming back and your audience not being there and not caring, the algorithm not favoring you anymore because you haven't been consistent. And I definitely think there is, like, I guess an element, there is some truth to that, but I don't think it's not 0 to 100. I'm really glad that I listened to myself and I trusted myself and you guys to still be there watching, and yeah, I definitely needed it. So I'm proud of myself for that. What can I do to improve next month? I said reset financially and figure out what's important and our next financial goal. Also working on incorporating more daily habits and to become the best version of myself. And a huge focus on work this month, not only with my part-time job as a travel agent, but also, I guess, more so in my business. I have some really exciting opportunities coming up this month, like literally my dream life stuff. And I'm just feeling so proud, also a little bit nervous, and I don't know, I've been dealing with a little bit of imposter syndrome, questioning whether I deserve some of these opportunities that are coming up and whether I'm worthy of these amazing things. There's been a lot of that recently, which I'm trying to tune out and really just soak everything in. So yeah, a really big month coming up and I'm so proud of myself. But also scared. I think because I enjoy it so much and because YouTube and social media has been my hobby for the longest time, and it's only really in the last like couple of years that it's become like a source of income for me, it doesn't feel like work, so I don't feel like I have earned these things, if that makes sense. Like, I know there's so many other jobs that are so much more work. Like, let's be honest, this is literally such a privileged job to have. That's not to say there isn't hard things, and there's, I guess, different challenges from like a regular job, but in the grand scheme of things, it's an easy, very privileged job to have. And yeah, I think grappling with that and not feeling like I deserve some of these cool things that are happening. So I don't know. That's just how I'm feeling, but my focus will be on work because I'm feeling so excited about these really cool things. I'm like, oh my gosh, let's keep going, sis. Like, you've got this, even though I feel like I don't. Am I happy with my results this month? Not bad, considering we did travel this month, but could be better. 3 things I'm grateful for this month: work opportunities, as I said, exciting things happening. Travel, really, I just love travel and I had the best time. 3rd thing was just spending good quality time with Nick. It was really nice to reconnect. I guess you could say, reconnect's probably not the best word because it sounds like we weren't connected, but good solid quality time together and just have a bit of fun. Like, I felt like we were just so silly and so present with each other, which was really lovely. So yeah, that was August. Let's set some goals for September, shall we? I'm gonna go through these quite quickly. For my personal goals, read a book. Just one. even if it's a thriller. I need to get over the fact that I'm a thriller lover, sue me. Also try one new recipe a week and keep up with my Google Cal. I haven't been the best about staying organized and time blocking and just organizing my life, so get better about that. For my wellness goals, just daily movement. Because we didn't get to the gym 3 times last month, I'm going to lower it to 2 times a week, just to keep it more achievable. Then for my financial goals, I'm going to complete No Spend September successfully. I'll get more into what that is when I get into the budget. Put $5,000 towards paying off debt, set up our offset account, which I'm bringing over from last month's goals, and then also figure out our next financial goals, which we thought we had figured out, but now we're having second thoughts. Again, I'll get into it in a moment. And then for my business goals, I want to post on TikTok or an Instagram reel 8 times this month. As I said, I've had the biggest mental block about it for the longest time, but I feel like I'm finally over it. And then also post on YouTube 7 times this month. YouTube still is very much my baby and I still prefer long form content. So I definitely don't want to drop off with that. And then I also want to sign 2 new sponsors. And this is a big one. This has kind of been happening in like behind the scenes, but I think this month I will be signing with a management agency, starting off with a 3-month trial just to see how things go. But yeah, kind of crazy. This was literally one of my goals for the year and has been for the last couple of years. Sign with a management agency. Yeah, huge for the program. And then for career goals, I want to book a destination or supplier I haven't booked before. To be honest, I don't really have much control over this. It really depends what kind of inquiry comes my way, but I think it would be really cool to book a place or a supplier that I haven't booked with before, just to change things up a little bit and kind of push myself to learn something new. Those are all my goals for the month of September. In terms of daily habits, a lot of them I've pulled over from last month. So no social media for the first hour of the day, 8 hours of sleep, walk, 2 liters of water, 10-minute tidy, tracking when I go to the gym, self-care, reading, no takeaway coffee. This is part of my no spend September, and tracking that, no eating out, and then just tracking when I have a no spend day. So yeah, that is September. I'm feeling very, maybe overly optimistic and inspired right now. I don't know if it's the sunshine talking, but I'm feeling really good. I'm really excited about this month. So many fun things coming up, which I can't wait to share with you guys. And yeah, just really good things happening, which I'm so grateful for. I would love to know in the comments if you guys feel like sharing what one of your goals are, or all of your goals if you feel so inclined to share with us. I think it's sometimes nice to just like write it down, put it out there into the abyss, hold yourself accountable in some ways. Sometimes sharing with other people, it just, I don't know, it gives you that little extra boost that you might need. And it's really fun for me selfishly to read through and just get different ideas, and I don't know, just see how other people are trying to self-improve. There's sometimes things that I haven't even thought of. I'm like, oh yeah, I could really work on that. So yeah, leave a comment if you guys don't mind sharing. I would love to know what you're working on this month. My husband and I do share finances. I get this question quite a lot, like how Nick feels about us or me sharing our finances so openly. Honestly guys, he really truthfully could probably not care any less. He's a very easygoing person as is, and I think he sees the value in sharing our financial journey, even though sometimes it's like not always the most pretty thing. It does open us up to criticism, and even people in our life being able to see how much money we make and how much money we spend and what we do with our money. Like that's kind of a scary, daunting thing. But I think he sees the value in sharing that and sharing the ups and downs, and just creating more of a conversation around finances. It's such a taboo thing, and it's something that is such a huge part of our lives, even if you don't want it to be. And yeah, I've been doing it and sharing it for the last 2 years, every single month. And even though the formats change, I think how we view money and how we want our financial future to look hasn't really strayed. We're still very focused, I think, more than anything. And yeah, happy to share the highs and lows through paying for a wedding, buying a house, different job losses and uncertainty, a lot of financial uncertainty at times, all of the highs and lows. I feel like you guys have really been there through it all. And here we are, living our best lives at the moment. At the moment, keyword at the moment, because, you know, life likes to throw curveballs. But bottom line, Nick really does not care. He's very supportive and he knows how passionate I am. And he's also probably, I wouldn't say equally as passionate, but he is also very on board with helping people in any way that we can, even if it's something like just sharing our budget for the month. So yes, this is our budgeting spreadsheet. Income wise, pretty much what we expected, nothing really out of the ordinary. I do work part-time as a travel agent if you guys are new here, so I work 3 days a week, which I think is like 22.5 hours. And then I do also have my social media, which is becoming more of a full-time thing. August, I did make money from social media, but I didn't touch any of that because I owed so much money for our taxes. So yeah, all of that money that I made in August went straight towards paying those off, which I think is very close to being paid. So I'll be able to take some money from the business in September, which is good. This paycheck was a little bit more, well, actually quite a lot more, because I got paid my bonus and then also for a Saturday that I worked as well. Cash out $200 for my online surveys. I always have the sign up links for Adelaide and Octopus surveys down below. And then it was a 3 paycheck month for Nicholas, which is gorge. Bills, really nothing out of the ordinary here. Did I forget to, 124, 32. Forgot to add that. I'm missing something else as well. Oh, there we go. Took a while to update. Subscriptions, pretty standard. Debt, nothing out of the ordinary here. We just paid the minimum, which is principal and interest on all of our loans. So mortgage, our mortgage is split at the moment because we built, so we had to split it. We have a construction loan and then the loan on our land, which is fixed. The construction loan is variable, which is stunning in this economy. We love to see it. And then expenses, this is really where it can vary. I know you might be seeing a lot of red here, which can be alarming, but it's really not too bad, I think. Groceries, we were so close to being on budget. We spent $468.01, which is fine. Petrol, $138.64. Clothing, I budgeted $75 and we spent $320. Yeah, didn't really see that one coming, to be honest. We're not really big shoppers, but there are the odd occasion like this month where we both just needed a couple of things, and with 2 of you it does add up. So yeah, we spent $320. Home, we went over by $107.83. I budgeted $50. I was really strict with my budget. I should also probably preface that if you guys didn't watch my August reset, I was super strict. I was like, we are gonna have a very tight budget this month. $50 for home stuff. We went over, obviously, naturally. I think we stocked up on some coffee beans and a couple of accessories for our coffee machine. Coffee beans, like, how do you categorize that? Is that groceries? Is it home? I could put it under coffee, but that's purely for our takeaway coffee. So I really didn't know how to categorize that, but yeah, that's what we spent the money on. Speaking of coffee, we spent $60.58. This is unheard of. For the 3 weeks that we were home, under budget. Very proud of us for that. Takeaway, again under budget, $137.64. We definitely made up for that when we were away. We were eating out a ton. Social, we went way over budget. Yeah, one boozy night out and suddenly we spent $320 between us. Alcohol, we also went over. Didn't top up my Metro card this month. $33.05 we spent on rideshare. Didn't buy any books because I didn't do any reading. Didn't buy any makeup. Miscellaneous, we spent $74.99. I don't even know what that was, to be honest, without having a look through all of our transactions. And then Mabel Moo, costing an arm and a leg, that girl. We had her vet appointment, which was like a couple hundred. That's like the last of her puppy vet appointments, which is good. She's fully vaccinated and we won't see the vet again until she's a year old. But I did also make another pet circle order for like a couple of things that we needed, some more bully sticks, and then we also got a big bag of her puppy food. That's why it's over. And then travel expenses, I budgeted $2,500 for our trip, and this month we spent $2,865.36. So we were a few hundred over, but in the grand scheme of things, not too bad. I did a full cost breakdown of that on my Instagram and on my TikTok as well, if you guys want to see that, how much we spent eating out, transportation, accommodation, flights. In total, we were $947.49 over. And then our only savings goal that we had last month was Europe. I budgeted whatever was left over, so $1,325.56. We only set aside $100, but we do have $978 in our monthly rollover because it was a 3 paycheck month, but the last paycheck didn't come through until like the last day of August. We just have that money kind of sitting there, which will roll over into September. And as I said, I think our financial goals are changing. I guess we'll get into our September budget, why not? We had a little bit of a light bulb moment, I guess you could say. We've just been kind of questioning whether or not Europe is something we actually want to do. I was dead set, like, yeah, Europe, April, May next year, like it's gonna happen. We're gonna grind, we're gonna get there. And it's not that we don't want to go to Europe, we really do want to go to Europe, but I don't think we want to go to Europe enough right now, if that makes sense. I don't think either of us are willing to make the sacrifices we need to our lifestyle and to how we spend our money right now in order to achieve that. And I think that's a symptom of not being totally in alignment with our financial goal, because we'd really have to hustle in order to achieve that without touching our emergency fund, without, you know, doing certain things. We'd really have to grind, and we're just over the grind. We're over the grind. We've done it for the last few years with paying for the wedding and buying a house, buying a car, and we'd rather just enjoy the season of life that we're in whilst making slower progress towards our financial goals. And I know not everyone's gonna understand that or agree with that. I think we both came away from our Tasmania trip. I keep going on about it like we were literally traveling about for 6 months. It was a week-long trip to Tasmania, but we both came away missing home and missing our life, and recognizing how lucky we are to be in the position that we're in, and how much we bloody love our life, and we don't really want to have to make huge sacrifices in our budget in order to go to Europe in April. We're gonna do it eventually at some point, whenever that is, but it's just not achievable in April without really, we could do it financially, but we would have to really focus, and neither of us want to focus right now. We've just been focusing for too long, so hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So we're kind of revisiting our financial goals and figuring out what our next move is. It doesn't mean that our budget and tracking our expenses is going down the drain. I'm literally doing no spend September, so our money mindset hasn't changed. We're not ending our financial journey by any means, and we're still going to be conscious about what we're spending our money on. We're not going to get crazy with it, but yeah, we're not hustling. It's not a hustle season of our life, and that's okay. With that being said, let's talk about September and our September budget. As I said, I am doing no spend September. I'm going to run through my rules, I guess you could say, when it comes to that, because it's obviously going to differ from person to person. It would be super unrealistic, at least for me, and I think many people, to not spend any money in September. I guess my rules or guidelines for the month are no buying coffee or food at work, no online shopping for non-essentials, and no eating out. I have said we're allowed coffee 3 times a week because I want to keep it realistic. We love buying coffee, and then takeaway once a week, which we try and stick to most of the time, and we're pretty good at. I have some exceptions to no spend September, so home purchases. As I said, we only moved to this house a few months ago, still trying to establish ourselves here, and it's not something that we spend I can never say that word, frivolously. We're very conscious about what we buy and how we set up ourselves in this home. So any home purchases that we do want to make are fine this month. Gifts, I'm never going to say no to buying gifts. It's my love language. I'm sorry. Alcohol, we're not huge drinkers as is. When we do drink, it's nearly always in a social setting. So I want to still be able to do that. And then I've written down a couple of things to do. So swapping out high spend activities with trying new things. So rather than going out for breakfast, going to the gym in the morning, or baking, or channeling that energy into making content, whatever it might be. And then we also want to pay $6,000 towards debt. Yeah, that is our no spend September. Nick is on board. I got his permission, signed, sealed and delivered, and yeah, we're both very excited about it, which sounds weird. It's a challenge, but it's not super restrictive, and I think that's the most important thing. I think it'll just be a really nice overhaul of our finances, really good financial reset so that we can tone things down, really figure out what our goals are, things that we're willing to spend money on and things that we don't need to spend money on but have just become habitual. Anyway, with that being said, let's get into my September budget, shall we? As always, I'm just gonna copy and paste these over. So, well, this is Nick's new paycheck going forward. We now have that established. For the longest time, it's been so up in the air, if you guys have watched the budgets, between back pay and pay rises and changing positions. Like, we now know what his paycheck will be. So 248709, 1350, because I did get a 4% pay rise, which is stunning. And then social media, as I said, I'm very close to paying off my taxes for the last financial year. So I'm gonna say maybe take out like 1,500 from the business. We'll go with that. Surveys, we'll say 100. The monthly rollover is money that I have left over from the previous month. So we actually have quite a bit because Nick got paid on the last day of the month. So $978.56. 978.56. Cool. I think that's it. And then I'm just going to copy and paste our bills. These don't really change at all, to be honest. So I kind of leave those the same. Insurance. There we go. A lot of these are quarterly bills, so electricity, gas and water we pay quarterly, but this is just the money that we set aside. So when those quarterly bills come out, the money's just sitting there. It's like our little bill sinking fund is just sitting there and we just pay it straight away. It's really nice. And then these are our monthly bills, so internet, phone, home insurance, car insurance, private health insurance, gym, and now pet insurance now that we have Mabel Moo. Subscriptions. We just got Netflix, which we've been avoiding for the longest time. We've obviously had Netflix, well not obviously, but we have had Netflix for years, but we have been using Nick's brother's account, and then obviously now Netflix has cottoned on to that, and we were halfway through rewatching Gilmore Girls, and then we got the dreaded, are you part of this household? No, we're not. So yeah, we did get Netflix. I think it's $6.99 per month. So I'll just copy these. Budgets. So $6.99. It's never ending, I swear. And then this one's $14.99, I believe now. Yeah, $51.96 on subscriptions. And then I'm gonna scoot over here to our debt. So we have our mortgage, as I said, it's a split loan, and then also our car loan. I'm just gonna, again, copy and paste these figures over from last month. Cool. And then we can update that afterwards. So those are all of our fixed expenses. So non-negotiables, mortgage, bills, and subscriptions, even though if we had to, we could cut those out. So then from here, what I like to do is then look at how much money we have left over. So you can see up here, we've got $6,576.45 left to play with. And then I'll go through our variable expenses. Previously, if we've had a solid savings goal, like saving for Europe, for example, we would have looked at how much we have to save this month in order to achieve that financial goal. And we would have set that in our savings over here first and then seen how much we have left over for our variable expenses. As I said, we're not really in that mentality right now. So instead I'm going to do our variable expenses and then see how much we have left over to save. So I'm going to be pretty brutal again this month because we are doing no spend September. So if we do it correctly, as we will, then we shouldn't be spending like an exorbitant amount. So groceries, I'm gonna budget. What did we do last month? I think it was $4.50. I'm gonna say $5.50 this month. Not only is food just way more expensive, but also we won't be eating out as much. So I feel like we should have more to play with our grocery budget. So $5.50 for the month for the two of us. We'll see how we get on with that. Eating out should be and will be zero, apart from the fact that I decided to start no spend September halfway through yesterday, and so we'd already spent like I think it was $35 on Oakberry. So full transparency, put $35 and then nothing else for the month. No spend September starts from today. Petrol will go 200. Clothing should be zero. I'm just trying to think if we have some random things that pop up, like kind of essentials like socks or underwear or something. Like I know I need new bras because mine are falling apart. I'm holding my titties up all day, every day. My heavy boobs, honestly, it's like a full-time job. I would hate to be my bra. So I'm gonna say $100 for clothing just in case things pop up, but no frivolous online shopping. I just don't really need anything right now. $250 for home purchases. Gifts, $150. We are a couple days already into September and it's Father's Day today, so I know how much we've kind of spent on that, and I don't think we have anything else in terms of birthdays this month. I think $150 would be enough. Coffee, so I'm just gonna go off our usual coffee shop, which is Miss 5048. So we normally spend, I think it's like $12.50 for 2 coffees 3 times a week and 4 weeks. $150 exactly. Perfect. $150. Health, I'll say $25. Takeaway, $150. I'm gonna look at my Google Cal. This is another thing I like to do when it comes to setting our budget, is having a look at what different social events, birthdays, things that we have coming up throughout the month, just to anticipate how much we might be spending on those different categories. I'm gonna put $200 towards entertainment this month. We have our Optus Sport renewal coming up. It's an annual renewal and it's $200. I think that's the only thing really. Social, it's looking like a pretty chill month to be honest, so I don't foresee us spending a ton. I'm gonna say 150 though, just to be safe. Alcohol will go 75. Metro, I'll put $30. Rideshare, 50. Books, 25. Makeup, 0. Oh, I do need a new mascara actually. I'm gonna say 20. NYX driver's license renewal is up. If you guys have been watching for the last 12 months, they only renewed it for 12 months last year because we knew we'd been moving and our address would change. Now we're here. I think it's wise to do more than 1 year because otherwise it's just gonna be annoying. So I think he's gonna do a 5-year renewal. I need to check how much that will be. Let me phone a friend. I have a question.
Yes.
How much is the driver's license renewal?
$326.
Okay, gorge.
$326.
And do you anticipate any other expenses this month?
I can't think of any.
I know, it's always the way, isn't it? And then you're like, shit,
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Okay, cool. Love you.
Love you, bye.
Bye. 326, my friends. Miscellaneous, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Let's say 400. We'll go 400, just in case anything else pops up. Mabel Moo, I don't think we need anything for her. She's fully stocked with food for the next few months. She doesn't have any vet appointments. We'll say like $20 just in case there's any random thing. And then travel expenses, no travel this month. So we don't have to worry about that. Cool, so that is $2,580 on our variable expenses. Why is it always so much? It really adds up so fast. You know what, that's fine. 2.5 for the month for 2 people, including groceries. It is what it is. So our total leftover is $3,996.45. So then from there, I will either put that money into savings or pay extra towards debt. Sometimes a bit of both. I just like to have a zero budget so that every single dollar is accounted for. As you would have seen, we're not super strict with our budget. It's more so just to track our spending and see where our money is going and have like some kind of idea of like where we want our money to go. Every dollar has to be accounted for. So $3,996.45. I'm just trying to think. It's kind of hard right now because we are in this discussion period of what our financial goals are and what we actually want to do over the next 12 months. Do we put that towards travel, paying down our debt? I know that paying off our car loan and getting that paid off as quickly as possible is a big priority for us. Not for any particular reason, we just want it gone. Like we don't want to be in any more debt than we have to be. $2,000 towards the car loan, which then leaves us with $2,446. We'll go $2,500 towards the mortgage, which leaves us with $1,746.45. We'll go $3,000 towards the car loan. And then that leaves us with $746.45, which I'll put towards our travel. $746.45. Cool. That is a $0 budget. I think I've got everything. Sometimes I look back on this when I'm editing, I'm like, I forgot about that. But I think I've covered everything. Things might pop up throughout the month. They nearly always do. Or our priorities might change. Our financial goals might change. I might be like, no, don't care about the car loan. I really want to go to Europe now. You really just never know. So yeah, thank you guys so much for resetting with me for the month of September. I really hope you enjoyed watching this. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out more than you know, and I really appreciate it. And also follow me over on my Instagram and my TikTok as well if you want to keep up with my no spend September. I'm excited to document that and bring you guys along. I'll also probably do a mid-month check-in in a YouTube video as well, so look out for that in the next couple weeks. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you very soon for another video, and I hope you all have an amazing month. Bye guys.